someone takes a life, the balance of justice is upset, and society is dominated by violence by bringing about the murderous death. Society may once again demonstrate that murder is a terrible act that will be punished. Retribution is based on religious principles. At the very least, execution puts an end to the murderous crime and guarantees that the killer won't take any more lives. Murderers shouldn't be kept in a facility because they should be executed for the worst crimes possible. Some murderers must simply be executed in order for justice to prevail. So my question is, why should the government abolish the death penalty? And why those murderers don't deserve to die? People who have lost loved ones in heinous crimes have a right to a fair trial where the culprit is brought to justice without the use of the death penalty. By opposing the death sentence, we are not trying to reduce or justify crime. However, as numerous devastated relatives have pointed out, that the death penalty will not actually reduce their suffering. The suffering is just transferred to the condemned person's family. Retribution is not the answer. Avoiding violence is the answer, just not committing more crimes. For minor offenses, such as a teenager shoplifting from a store or trespassing, this individual do deserve a second chance, provided they are willing to be rehabilitated and had a legitimate motive for committing the offense. By offering these ex-offenders a fresh start, they can reconcile with society. Meanwhile, there should be no second chance for individuals who have committed heinous crimes such as torture, rape, or murder. Those who are guilty of holding hateful views should not be given second opportunities. Innocent people lose their lives as a result of wrongful convictions, which also cost the government money and traumatize the victim's family. DNA reveals that the murder cases are usually tricky. Only DNA can tell us how serious these problems are. FBI experts exaggerate the value of hair analysis in multiple situations, which led to the death penalty. In addition, examination reliability has decreased. The reliability of scientific data depends on who conducts the examinations. Mistake can and will happen in a criminal case. Even small mistakes could result in the fatal consequence. So the question is, how can you be certain that the person that gets a death penalty is actually guilty? False conviction issues make judges less reliable and decrease the fairness of the legal system. False convictions of innocent people reveal faults in the legal system, raising questions about the judge's competence and the system's ability to reliably establish guilt or innocence. This affects the judiciary reputation and casts doubt on the impartiality of judgment. False convictions draw attention to structural problems like biased investigation, suspect testimony, and weak legal representation, all of which call into question the impartiality of the justice system as a whole and the legitimacy of court decisions. Because of a false conviction, innocent people must be executed while the perpetrator remains unpunished. Since more projections and appeals were added to our death penalty system in 1970, there is no evidence that any innocent person has really been put to death. Even if they have happened, such executions are extremely uncommon. Even if imprisoning innocent individual is wrong, we cannot close down the jails due to the slight danger. Reform should be implemented if the system of representation or the use of scientific evidence like DNA testing needs to be improved. The death sentence should not be abolished, notwithstanding the need for change. Abolitionists may claim that the death penalty is fundamentally wrong because governments should never take human life. However, this is a belief rather than a statement of truth. The crimes against a moral code must be shown by expert testimony or other means, but if communities couldn't act on moral convictions, they would devolve into chaos. The death sentence protects human dignity by recognizing the offender as a free moral person, with the ability to decide his own destiny, for better or worse, rather than as a inhuman beast. Isn't the death penalty make us no different from murderer? Yes, because the death penalty is the ultimate cruel, inhuman, and degrading punishment. The death penalty is discriminatory. It is often used against the most vulnerable in society, such as the poor, ethnic, and religious minorities, and people with mental disabilities. And some governments use it to silence their opinion, so that's why the government should abolish the death penalty. No, because criminals must suffer losses similar to those imposed on innocent people. According to society, the death penalty ensures justice for all by delivering death onto those who willfully bring death upon others. The purpose of the death penalty is to provide justice for the victim, which is a justifiable motive.